Hi, everyone, and welcome to Heidi and Jason's Hallmark Hot Takes. So, over the last several years, Jason and I have been religiously watching all of the Countdown to Christmas and some other, Hallmark holiday movies. And so we decided that this year, it being 2020 and an utter disaster, that we were going to have some fun and just do something frivolous and review Hallmark movies. So we hope that you guys come along for the ride, and I think it's going to be real fun.
Yeah, so we're going to watch all 23 movies and a bonus 24th movie because Heidi's boyfriend is in one of them.
True story.
And we're each going to get a rating out of 5 for a combined total of out of 10. So Heidi will give
Out of 10 candy canes.
So join us for some fun.
Okay, so our first movie that we will be reviewing aired Saturday, October 24th, and it is called Jingle Bell Bride. And it starred Julie Gonzalo and Ronnie Rowe Jr., and it was the first premiere movie of the season. So when Jessica travels to a remote town in Alaska to track down a rare flower for her wedding client, she becomes a little smitten with the small town charm and one of the locals.
That's awesome. So if you have not seen it and do not want to be spoiled by it, pause now and resume and go watch it. Else, spoilers ahead.
Okay, so let's talk about this movie, Jingle Bell Bride. So Jessica is a wedding planner to the stars. So she is tasked with planning the wedding for Renee, a pop singer, I'm going to say. She was singing at the beginning of the movie, so we're just going to say she's a singer. And Renee, who is very kind but demanding bride, has tasked Jessica with finding this special thing called a Jingle Bell flower, which her parents carried at their wedding, and she wants it at her wedding. Well, lo and behold, this very rare flower can only be found in the very small town of Topeka, Alaska. So, Jessica's boss says, well, what Renee wants, Renee gets. Right. So she goes up to Topeka, and we find out that Jessica's also up for promotion. If this wedding goes off without a hitch, she gets to leave New York City and head up the London office of this event planning thing. So if she drops the ball, she's done. If she pulls it off, she's good. She leaves her family in New York. She's got a sister there, all that happy stuff. She goes to Alaska, and she finds this guy. She meets Matt. What does Matt do?
He's a botanist.
A botanist.
That works at the local florist with his aunt.
Which is also like in the back of his aunt's house. Yeah. Or like greenhouse.
Well, there's only 112 people that live in this whole town.
Right. So she goes, she meets Matt. There's, a little bit of a meet cute. He shows her the flower. She says thank you. She tries to leave Topeka, and lo and behold, she gets stuck not once, not twice, but like 3 times. There's like a moose problem the first time, and then the one plane that goes out of Topeka is broken, so they have to wait days for this part. But while she's in Topeka, she's going to enjoy the delights of the town by participating in the 4-day Christmas festival. There is a 4-day festival for the 112-person town, which is very impressive when you think about it. And so she does all these things for this festival, which include making snow angels and...
Wait, the best part is when she wins the raffle to become the princess.
Yes, the princess of the
festival.
Festival princess, yes. It doesn't really come with any official duties, but...
Oh, there's a tiara.
Yes, she did get to wear a tiara. So she starts to fall in love with the town and the small, slower paced lifestyle. She feels she's, her demanding job pulls her away from her family, so she really likes the laid-back atmosphere. And then we get to know a little bit more about Matt the botanist, who himself is a transplant from New York after a messy divorce. He left New York and came back to Alaska to help his aunt and stayed there to mend his broken heart.
Yeah.
So, he might be ready to get back in the dating game. And lo and behold, there's Jessica. So the two start a
very slow
sort of romance,
it
you might call it.
It wasn't great.
It is all right. So at the end of the movie, we find out that one of Jessica's coworkers has been working behind her back.
The snake. The snake.
To get her removed off the Renee project so that she can snake the promotion. Well, it works because when Jessica can't get back, she's pulled off of the Renee project and she's very upset. And Matt says, hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You can just enjoy life. And she's like, wow, like what you're doing, just hiding out in Alaska away from all your problems. And Matt's like, whoa, okay, so there's a fight. Yeah. And then Matt, who is a stand-up guy, says, you know what? I'm going to get Jessica back to New York City, and she's going to make that wedding. And lo and behold, Matt pulls his little botanist strings, and the plane gets fixed. Jessica jets home in time for Renee's wedding to deliver the Jingle Bell flowers. And Renee, who this whole time you knew is a pretty good person, but you know, she's like in tears. She's so happy that she has these flowers, and it's actually a very touching
that
moment.
was actually the best part of the whole movie.
Was the best
like
part.
when she gets the flowers and
because
shows
then she
her
turns
mom.
to her parents and she's like, look, I have your flowers, and it was very touching. So Jessica's very excited because she pulled off the wedding. She is offered the promotion, but she tells her boss that she doesn't want it. She wants to stay where she is because she doesn't want to move away from her family. Well, at the wedding, she turned around and lo and behold, who's behind her? Who is behind her? Matt's behind her. And Matt says, well, out of the clear blue sky, I've been offered a teaching position at a university in New York, and I'm going to take it.
Right down the street. Right.
Do you want to see where this goes? And she says, yes, I do. They kiss, and he invites himself as her +1 to Renee's reception, and that is Jingle Bell Bride by the Hallmark Channel. Did I miss anything?
No. It lacks star power, though. Like, it's one of the things that...
We haven't made it to the review section yet. We will be giving our review, our candy canes, next. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is the rating portion of the show. I have 5 candy canes. Jason has 5 candy canes. As you may well have put together, this one, it didn't do it for me. Out of possible 5 candy canes, I'm giving it a 2.5. And the things that I liked, I mean, I really liked Matt. He was adorable, and I think he was a good lead, and I really believed his story was actually more compelling than hers. I didn't feel like Jessica really had any stakes, you know? If she gets to the promotion, yay, she gets to go to London. If she doesn't, oh, too bad. She still has a really successful job at a job she loves, and she gets to see her family. The stakes didn't really, resonate with me. So what I did like is I really liked Renee. I really liked the reaction to the flowers. I really thought that was very well done. A couple of the side romances were a little bit intriguing with the mayor and the pilot, and then the aunt and whatever, the guy who just walked around.
He was a tree farmer.
Oh yeah, the Christmas tree farmer. So that was all very nice. But on the whole, this one, the romance just kind of fizzled. I just didn't care if they got together at the end.
No.
I didn't see it. So my rating is 2.5 candy canes.
That's really good rating. For me, it was the first one of the year, so there was a definite level of excitement coming into it. Unfortunately, it was kind of flat. The relation, the love interest, it's just a lot of chemistry, lack of chemistry going on. No star power. Again, I want like Harriet Winslow. I want someone in there.
Reginald Del Johnson.
I want Carl in there at some point. It needs some sort of star at times in this one.
Well, the other thing, like, it was in a town that had 112 people. They had a 4-day Christmas festival. And, like, you couldn't even explain it by saying, oh, well, they have this great festival and all these people from all over.
No.
But because they said at the beginning of the movie, oh, well, you'll have to stay with Matt and his aunt because there's no inns, motels, or anything. So it's just 112 people coming to a 4-day festival with all of these events. It seems like you would need that many people just to plan all the events. And then, like, in every scene, since the town only had 112 people, all of those 112 people were pretty much in every scene. You're like, it was very strange.
Bad child acting. I didn't enjoy that. Like, there was his nephew and her niece was okay. His nephew wasn't good. He had a couple scenes where like she's teaching him how to play the piano, like the tie back to missing him.
To be fair, she didn't really teach him to play. All she did was put a sticky note on one of the keys.
Yeah, again, I didn't.
But anyhow.
So my rating, I'm gonna go with a 2. So I want old candy canes, which brings this one up to what, 4.5.
But the good thing is for Jingle Bell Bride is it is currently at the top of the leaderboard for best movie of the season. So that is our rating, 4.5 stars for Jingle Bell Bride, and we are hoping for more wonderful things to come. So join us for our next debut of Chateau Christmas, which we will be reviewing, and we are super excited. All right, thanks everyone.
Bye.